Today, we aren't talking about celebrity gossip. We are talking about a sophisticated, heartless, and predatory trap currently hurting African couple in the UK. I'm talking about fraudulent surrogacy chains. You know the story. You've worked hard in the UK for 10 to 15 years. You have the house, you have the career, but the cradle is empty. The pressure from your mother back home in Nigeria, constantly telling you that they need their grandchild. Your biological clock is ticking, tack, tack, tack. You are desperate for a miracle. And then a sister in a WhatsApp group, a sister from your church, an auntie just whisper to you, Auntie, I know a clinic in Lagos or in Accra or even in Cotonou, but you only need to pay £40,000. They're going to handle everything for you. As a matter of fact, they're going to be the one to find the surrogate. They're going to do the IVF and they're going to get the baby a UK passport. The UK passport will be ready for the baby. No stress, nothing. This is genuine, auntie. Believe me. Me le fui lo fege now. I can't mess you up, auntie. Believe me. What they aren't telling you is that they are handling you a forged contract and a fake birth certificate. They are setting you up to be flagged as a woman trafficker. By the time you realize your life savings are gone and your residency is on the line. Today, we're going to expose the generic gaps that is destroying our families. Please, don't move a muscle. Just sit and watch this video to the end. Let's look at how the trap is set for people. In the UK, surrogacy is legal, but it is strictly regulated. You cannot buy a baby. You cannot pay a surrogate a salary. You can only pay reasonable expenses, to the surrogate. But this predatory network offers you a package deal. They're going to tell you, don't worry about the UK court, auntie. We will just put your name directly on the birth certificate at the hospital in Africa. When you get to London, auntie, listen, when you get to London, all you need to do is just tell them that the baby is yours. My village square people, listen to me. If your name is on a birth certificate, but you did not physically give birth to that child, and there's no biological link within you and that child, the UK Home Office will find out too. Why? Because the moment you land bam at Heathrow Airport and you try to get that child British passport or even a visa, they will ask for DNA test too. They will. And when they ask, you might be doomed. Now, here's where the confusion now happens. You might say, AfricanBlackGoldTV, what of, if I'm older woman, and I don't even need a husband, and the only thing that I use is a sperm donor and a surrogate. Of course. The DNA will not match. Is that a crime? My brother, my sister. In the medical world, no, it's not a crime. But in the UK legal world, this is where the gaps swallow you whole. To be the legal parent of a surrogate baby in the UK, you must apply for a parental order. And the UK laws is very, very strict. At least one of the intended parent must have a generic link to the child. If you are a single woman and you use a donor egg and donor sperm, the UK does not recognize that as surrogacy. They call that an unregulated adoption. If you try to bypass this by faking the birth certificate to say you are the biological mother, and the DNA test come back to be zero match to you, the Home Office doesn't just frown. They label it identity fraud. They don't care that you wanted a child. They don't care that your great-grandmother is crying in the grave. They care that you lied to the crown. What's going to happen next to you? It's going to be a tragedy. because you were caught in a deception. The Home Office triggered the bad characters clause, and it's going to be in front of your name in the computer. Do you know that your 10 years route to citizenship going to reset to 0? Your indefinite leave to remain, the ILR, going to be denied. Your current visa going to be revoked. They throw it in the dustbin. And you spend 50,000 pounds to build a family, but you ended up with a deportation letter in your hand. And the child don't call. Because the paperwork is a forgery and the DNA doesn't match you. The UK government sees a child with no legal parents. Then the social services will step in. The auntie who took your money has blocked you on WhatsApp. The auntie who took you to that clinic, the clinic has suddenly changed the name. They've disappeared. You are now standing alone in a UK court fighting for your freedom. Is a shortcut worth your entire life in the West? My sister, my brother, why do we fall for this? Why? Because we are private. We don't want the people back home to know we are struggling with infertility. We fear the stigma. We fear the unknown wahala that will be on top of our head. So we definitely go underground and we start to look for all this, corner way. And we trust the agency simply because they pray with us. We pray together. When you call them, when you want to start this deal, they say, oh, in Jesus' name, in this name, in Allah's name. They pretend that they are holy, that they are godly. But a prayer is not a legal contract. If an agency tells you to keep it quiet from the authority, please run. True legal surrogacy is done in the lights. If you have a husband, his DNA must match. If you're single, your egg must be used. If neither is possible, you cannot take the surrogacy route to get the baby into the UK. You must take the international adoption route. It is harder though. It takes longer, but it is safe. I don't tell you this to discourage you. No, not at all. I want to see African families thrive. But I want your house to be built on a solid, stone, not on a sand. If you're planning this trip right now, please do these 3 things. Lawyer first, clinic second. Do not pay a penny until UK solicitor reviews the part. 2, DNA guarantee. Demand a DNA test before the baby leaves the African country. Number 3, be honest. The Home Office is easier to deal with when you are honest about a complicated medical situation than when you are caught in a lie. Don't let your desire for a legacy destroy your residency. Share this video with one sister out there, or with one couple, or even family who are planning something right now. You might be the person who's going to save their future. Please comment if you learned something from this video today. Let us prevent the village square. This is African Black Gold TV. Stay grounded, stay legal, and I'm going to see you guys in the next analysis.